Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you all like it, please like and subscribe, and hope you all enjoy it. Have a great rest of the day.
And the Alston House Association, thank you for your continued support. We are pleased to announce that House in the Horseshoe will be receiving a new 3,000 square foot visitor center. This facility will feature new exhibits, a multi-purpose room, and more space for educational programming. Construction should be underway by this time next year. By the summer of 1781, there were no regular forces fighting in the field in North Carolina. British General Charles Cornwallis was on his way to conquering Virginia, and American General Nathaniel Greene was in South Carolina. British Major James Craig held the port of Wilmington, North Carolina, which was the supply depot of Loyalist leaders like David Fanning. Both David Fanning and Philip Alston had received their promotions as colonel in the summer of 1781. Alston was to recruit a troop of light horse militia. Fanning was to command Loyalist militia. Colonel David Fanning had raided the Chatham County Courthouse in modern-day Pittsburgh and had taken several prisoners. The highest-ranking officials were to be taken to the British headquarters in Wilmington. On his way, south of Cross Hill, modern-day Carthage, his friend and known Loyalist Kenneth Black assisted as his guide. In the meantime, Colonel Alston had mustered his light horse company in pursuit and had planned on rescuing Fanning's prisoners. Fanning, having a 2 days lead on Alston, was making good time until his horse showed signs of becoming lame. At this instance, Black and Fanning exchanged mounts. This would prove to be a fatal decision for Kenneth Black. On his way home, after departing from Fanning and his men, Alston's men noticed the bay horse. Thinking it might be Fanning, they shot, wounded, and perhaps questioned him. Having no satisfaction with his answers, they murdered him by crushing his skull with the butt of a gun. It is unclear if Alston was present at the time of Black's death. After depositing his prisoners with Major Craig, Fanning made a swift return to the Deep River area. When he stopped at the Black home to exchange his horse, Widow Black informed him and his men of her husband's murder. Fanning and his men set out to avenge their friend. Having failed to catch Fanning, Alston dispersed most of his men, having perhaps 24 left on his plantation. Imagine it is July 29, 1781. Dawn is just breaking. Colonel Alston has a few pickets out along his property.
Spread out along the front, take position, open up.
Nick, other side of the street.
It's Fanning in his net! Hit Alston now!
A few musket shots disturbed an otherwise quiet morning. The sentries and others scrambled for protection of the Alston house. Not expecting such an early morning attack, Alston's men are caught off guard. Temperance Alston, the lady of the house, quickly gathers her children. Placing a bench in the front fireplace, she has some of them stand in the chimney in hopes of protecting them from the relentless fire.
Open up on that second floor. Keep it hot.
My children are in here!
Too late for that, Alston. Too late.
You scoundrels! Leave us alone!
Never.
After several exchanges of gunfire,
Come on out!
a British lieutenant attempts
Give it
to
up!
lead a frontal assault against the embattled defenders. As he rallies a few men to leave the cover of the fence and follow, he is shot and killed. His followers retreat to the cover of the
Get in that house.
fence.
Take the door open. No, he's not before. Somebody shoot. Somebody shoot.
Moving well into the battle, Fanning becomes concerned that the reports of small arms may alert Captain Duckworth and his company just northwest of the house on the other side of the deep river. In his attempt to end the invasion quickly, he sends a runner with a torch to fire the house.
You rascals, leave! Here! Leave us!
Burn the house!
He is shot and wounded.
Is he actually shot?
Having twice failed to dislodge Alston and his defenders, and concerned with the possibility of Alston receiving reinforcements, Fanning's men spy a nearby cart. Men fill the cart with straw, availing themselves of torches, and now begin the last push on the house.
Sounds loud and it looks like they're tired to me.
Could you grab my phone? Sorry, I didn't want to get in their way.
Give him some cover.
The Loyalists take cover of the cart as they edge closer to the house.
Bring it out, Alston! Stop!
Why should we?
I have children in here! I have a 6-month out of here. I have young children hiding in that fireplace, trying to hide from these bullets!
Temperance Alston appears, hoping to negotiate favorable terms for the house and the people inside. Her terms are plain. We will surrender, sir, on condition that no one shall be injured. Otherwise, we will make the best defense we can, and if need be, sell our lives as dearly as possible. Fanning agrees to Temperance's surrender.
Hold your fire. They're coming out.
I'd like to parlay for my men's lives and my family's lives. My family's inside, for God's sake, don't leave my wife a widow. All right. Move out.
Fanning and Alston agree on the following terms. I do hereby acknowledge myself a prisoner of war. I shall not in the meantime do or cause anything to be done prejudicial to the success of His Majesty's arms, or have or hold correspondence with the enemies of His Majesty.
We're coming. We're coming. Into the house. Make sure that everyone's disarmed.
The conflict at House in the Horseshoe has finally come to an end. But at the ford, 4 miles north of the house, another skirmish ensues. It ends quickly as Fanning and his men recross the river. We hope that you have enjoyed the annual reenactment of the events of July 29, 1781. As visitors and contributors to House in the Horseshoe, you all have played an active role in preserving and promoting one of our state's most treasured historical assets. Again, we thank you for your support. As a brief reminder that the house will be closed to tours for the next 30 minutes. It will reopen as soon as all rooms have been cleaned and secured.